I am so happy that you're able to join us for this extended interview. Make sure to visit theoffbeatlife.com. Again, that's theoffbeatlife.com to get more killer resources. Hey friend, are you looking to land a remote gig ASAP? Well, did you know that we not only have a ton of online jobs you can apply to on our site, but now we're also sending them straight to your inbox. I'm happy to announce that we will be sending our email subscribers legit online jobs every Wednesday. We have done hours of research so you don't have to. If you want to be the first one to hear about the remote gigs we find, go to theoffbeatlife.com to subscribe. Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here for this extended interview. I am here with Ish and he's going to talk to us about building and scaling an online education platform and also sharing with people how they can get online job training. Hey Ish, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you, Debbie?
I'm wonderful. Before we get to your amazing tips and tricks, can you tell us a little bit about you and why you live an offbeat life?
Yeah, totally. So my name's Ish. I'm the founder and CEO of Virtually, which is a venture-backed startup where we are building tools for online educators to run cohort-based live online courses powered by Zoom.
Awesome. And you are an incredible person because you have been helping people really start educating so many, right, online. And it's not your average type of education where you can get it from maybe an online university. It's completely different. Can you tell us about what makes you different than anyone else out there?
Yeah, absolutely. So, one of the things we've realized is that colleges are really dropping the ball when it comes to job training, especially this year of all years, Debbie. We saw, 51 million Americans file for unemployment, a lot of which had college degrees. And at this point, their industries are gone. Retail, hospitality, travel. And for them, they're looking for, what do I do now? And going back to college isn't a viable option. They can't spend 4 years learning generally outdated material from people who've either never been in industry, or if they have been, it's been so long ago that those skills aren't even relevant anymore. And so they are looking for alternative education opportunities and the programs that have really thrived and the programs that we're really trying to create more of are these boot camps and career accelerators. And Debbie, let me tell you why these programs are better. They're better because on average, they are way shorter. So instead of a 4-year education program, a lot of these boot camps are just 6 to 9 months. You're learning from industry experts, people who, aren't just academics or research. They have literally been in industry and they have thrived and they've gotten promoted and they've led teams. So they know what skills are relevant. They'll teach you the relevant skills. And at the end of it, you're going to be paying a fraction of what you did for university. So a lot of these programs, either they cost, just instead of tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, just a few $1,000s. And on top of that, a lot of these programs are using this financing mechanism called an ISA. Debbie, are you familiar with what an ISA is?
No, what is that?
It is an income share agreement, and it is a really cool financing mechanism. It essentially, what this means is these programs, they will literally train you for free. You do not have to pay them a cent up front. And then you only have to pay them back if you land a job with the skills that they trained you. And if you do land a job, you pay back the institution by sharing a percentage of your salary, anywhere from usually 7 to 15% for a period of 1 to 2 years. And if you don't, then you don't pay a cent. So it's completely de-risked. And so right now, I think as people are looking for jobs or retraining or reskilling, they should really give boot camps and career accelerators a good look, because honestly, it's so much better and so much more effective than what we're seeing happening in higher ed, where right now only 27% of people graduating from college are even utilizing their degree. Most people are doing something that's completely unrelated. And that is a really big problem, especially with the student debt crisis that's going on right now. And so with Virtually, what we're trying to do is help create more of these boot camps and career accelerators. And so we are the infrastructure layer that makes it easy for anybody to build one of these boot camps or career accelerators. We're the infrastructure layer. We we help these programs do the payment processing. We help set up the live Zoom sessions. We do the student management. We make it easy for them to send out assignments and do grading and things along those lines. And so anybody can start one of these boot camps and career accelerators, not just venture-backed startups.
I love that because you're making it so much more easier access for, I guess you could say, the average Joe, but the average Joe who has really great skills in a specific thing to do this and scale it to how they need to without the headaches, right? Because sometimes you're just good in that one area, but then you guys take on the other half of it, which is the technology, how to access all of this technology that that person may not have been able to do on their own, or maybe even pay like a ridiculous amount. Another thing that I really love about what you said, Ish, is that this is a great way for people to create income, right? While also helping other people get the skills they need to create income. So it's kind of a win-win for everyone. And, you know, as you mentioned, going to college, the cost is just ridiculous and you're literally in debt for years and years and years and you have no way of paying it. And I was lucky enough that I went to school, I was able to pay for it, but I'm not using a lot, you know, I'm not doing what I graduated for. And like you said, most people are not doing that and you're just wasting and being in debt like all of this money. It's so crazy.
It's a crisis, truly.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you guys are doing is so great because you're making this like you're helping with that. You're helping with people going into the world making more money than they essentially would be making if they had gone to college.
Yeah, exactly. And Debbie, a lot of our inspiration came from a program called Lambda School. Are you familiar with Lambda School at all?
No, what is that?
So Lambda School is actually a first of its kind boot camps. It launched in about it was 2017, and it is a 9-month coding boot camp that's completely remote, and it really leveraged this ISA model. And the idea is people who specifically are looking to break into software engineering or data science, they can go through one of Lambda School's programs and they can learn all the stuff that you need to know to become a software engineer. And this is really relevant information. This isn't just computer science theory, a lot of which I learned in college, which really wasn't that useful. You're learning what are the fundamental aspects of building modern web apps and iOS apps and Android apps. And you learn how to use GitHub and you learn how to do pull requests, things that, you know, most colleges don't teach, but it's what you need to push code out in industry. And so at the end of this program, this 9 months, you graduate and they help you land a job in software engineering, and you're coming out and you're more prepared than a university grad. And I know this because I've actually now, having hired both university graduates and people who have graduated from programs like this, the person who's graduated from a boot camp greatly outperforms somebody who graduated from university because they learned incredibly relevant skills. And fortunately for them, they spent a fraction of the time doing so and spent basically a fraction of what they would have paid to go to a university program.
Yeah. And it's pretty like it's so mind-boggling because you get so much more out of it, you know? And I feel like a lot of things that you learn in school is impractical and it doesn't really help. And I think, like you said, like hands-on skills are so much more valuable.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I use this analogy, which is like, it's like college in a lot of ways is like learning to fly using like a flight simulator on a Nintendo 64. And then you graduate and you're asked to fly a Boeing 747. It's it's just not the same thing. And so I remember seeing what Lambda School was doing and I was just like shocked. I was like, hey, this program is fundamentally changing this landscape, education. We need to have more of this. We need more programs like this. And so I realized, like, why aren't there more programs like this? And I realized that, like, hey, Lambda School, you know, has raised now hundreds of millions of dollars in venture funding. And the only way to run programs like that is if you had access to these tremendous amount of resources. And I realized that, hey, anybody should be able to start these programs. And so we started basically building our own custom software to help make it so that you don't actually need to raise, you know, millions of dollars to start a company like this, you can do it today with like literally under 10 minutes. All you have to go is the Virtually website, sign up, set up your school, and start recruiting students. It's as simple as that. And so we're trying to empower people who have, really relevant industry skills and have something to teach and love teaching to be able to do that without having to work at a university. Like Debbie, we really think that there's great teachers all around us, and we don't think you need to work at a university to teach.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, that's the beauty about what you're creating. It's so much more accessible for everyone. Oh my goodness. So thank you so much, Ish, for sharing all of this with us. Now, if anyone wants to check you out, check your company out virtually, where can they go?
Totally. Yeah. If you're looking to start one of these early stage boot camps or career accelerators, go on over to tryvirtually.com. You can also follow us on LinkedIn or Twitter at tryvirtually, or you can keep up with me on social media. And I'm just at ishisdeep on Twitter.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ish. We are so thankful and grateful for what you're doing, and we can't wait to see where you're going to go, because I can see you in like a few years from now dominating this space. So that's just, me thinking that. I'm sure a lot of people are as well.
It was a blast.
I hope you enjoyed this extended interview with Ish. Make sure to visit theoffbeatlife.com. Again, that's theoffbeatlife.com to get the full interview where he shares how he left a career in Facebook to build his own online learning platform. Hey friend, have you been wanting to start a podcast? I know it can be overwhelming in the beginning. Believe me, I have been there. Lucky for you, we have created a new site called howtocreateapodcast.com that shares a ton of freebies that can help you get started. From launching, growing to monetizing, we share it all in one place. Visit howtocreateapodcast.com for more information. Thanks for joining me on this extended interview. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on iTunes. We can also chat some more on Facebook at The OB Life. I'll talk to you soon.